The 2021 annual meeting of the Board of Governors of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank is held under the chairmanship of the United Arab Emirates. For over 50 years, the United Arab Emirates has brought together people from around the world, united in their vision to build a nation, a society, and a prosperous future. Here, aspirations become ambitions, ideas lead to innovation, and smart investments drive transformation. With AIIB, over 100 members are uniting for their vision of a prosperous Asia and beyond. Based on common goals and aspirations, we are working together, bringing a sustainable future one step closer to reality. Investing today, transforming tomorrow. The 6th annual meeting of the Board of Governors Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank.
His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Mr. President, Governors, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends around the world, a warm welcome to the opening ceremony of the 6th annual meeting of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. My name is Ludger Schuknecht. I am delighted to have joined the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank as the Vice President and Corporate Secretary in August this year. For me personally, this is a second and ever more exciting episode of the AIIB journey, resuming from my time as a chief negotiator back in the days of the chief negotiators meetings on the establishment of AIIB. I'm delighted to welcome 37 governors, 43 of the alternates or temporary alternates, who represent 80 of our AIIB members here. I would also like to welcome all other representatives of our members, prospective members, International Advisory Panel, the international and regional organization partners, and business guests. Thank you for joining us today for the 6th annual meeting of AIIB. Today we gather virtually to celebrate the opening of the 6th annual meeting of AIIB, generously hosted by United Arab Emirates, who is a founding member of the bank and a steady supporter to multilateralism. Although in a virtual setting, we are more than delighted to bring the AIIB annual meeting to the Middle East region for the first time and to join the national and international celebrations such as the Golden Jubilee in the UAE and the World Expo in Dubai. With the theme, Investing Today, Transforming Tomorrow, we will convene in different sessions over the upcoming 3 days, from October 26th to 28th, that is from today till the day after tomorrow, to share insights for the top priority development issues the world is facing, and to exchange ideas on the development of AIIB in line with our mission to finance the infrastructure for tomorrow. Later in the opening ceremony, we will hear remarks from the President of AIIB, from the Chair and 2 Vice Chairs of our Board of Governors. But first, it is my great honor to invite the delivery of a keynote address from the Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai of the United Arab Emirates, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Your Highness, please.
السيدات والسادة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسعدني أن ألتقيكم ضمن فعاليات إكسبو حيث يجتمع العالم. هذا العام هو عام 50 في دولة الإمارات، واليوم نحتفل ونرسخ معكم التعاون الاقتصادي، ونحن حريصون على نجاح اجتماعاتكم وأن يكون له نتائج ملموسة تستفيد منها الشعوب. أتمنى لاجتماعات البنك في دولة الإمارات كل التوفيق والنجاح، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Your Highness. I now have the pleasure to introduce Mr. Jinli Chun, President of AIIB, to address the floor. Mr. President, please.
Your Excellency, distinguished governors and members of the Board of Directors, honored guests, partners, and development community at large, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6th annual meeting of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, hosted by the United Arab Emirates. Please allow me to thank this year's Chair of the Board of Governors, His Excellency Dr. Sultan Al-Jaber, Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology for the UAE, for the remarkable support for this year's annual meeting. The last 2 years have allowed AIIB to demonstrate the agility that shareholders expected when this bank was founded. When COVID-19 hit in 2020, AIIB's management and board of directors quickly pivoted our investment strategy to flow much needed capital toward our members who needed to ramp up their public health capacity and keep their economies moving. I extend my personal gratitude to our board of directors and clients for their strong and timely support for the COVID-19 crisis recovery facility, which supports pandemic preparedness, vaccine financing, and economic resilience. As of September, we have delivered 41 projects across 24 AIIB members, totaling $10.1 billion under the facility. With our development partners, our bank has been working on vaccine access programs aiming at equitable vaccine distribution across the world. To ensure we are ready for the next crisis, AIIB has established a new social infrastructure department that will focus on helping our members strengthen their healthcare systems. I commend our staff for their commitment, responsiveness, and perseverance under extremely difficult circumstances, bringing urgently needed financial support to our members and their people grappling with the challenges of the pandemic. For the last few years, the world has focused on containing the pandemic. For the next few decades, it will be how we cope with climate change that will determine humanity's future. According to the International Panel on Climate Change, the world is on course to reach 1.5 degrees Celsius of global warming within the next 2 decades. This is far earlier than international goal of not reaching this temperature until the end of the century. Without concerted mitigation and adaptation efforts, Asia will be exposed to catastrophic climate risks. Today, I'd like to announce a 3-point approach to accelerate our efforts to finance infrastructure solutions for greater resilience against the worst impacts of climate change. First, we will align our public and private financial flows with the goals of the Paris Agreement by July 1st, 2023, by adopting a framework of methodologies developed jointly with the other multilateral development banks. Second, we will implement new initiatives designed to drive investment and mobilize private capital to accelerate inclusive, low-carbon growth for Asia. Third, AIIB will proactively integrate mitigation and adaptation measures into infrastructure investments using best-in-class technology. Climate change is already being felt heavily across the region, with floods and droughts now a regular occurrence. It's urgent that we ease the damage and suffering climate change has already inflicted on countries and the people across Asia. To drive this approach, AIIB's corporate strategy sets the target of achieving climate financing amounting to no less than 50% of our total financing approvals by 2025. Based on current projections, AIIB's cumulative climate finance approvals are estimated to reach $50 billion between 2019 and 2030. This amount would represent a fourfold increase in annual climate finance commitments since AIIB started publicly reporting the number in 2019. We have also set ourselves a target by 2030 to have 50% of our approved financing in the private sector and 25 to 30% of approved financing invested in cross-border connectivity projects. Ladies and gentlemen, the formidable challenges facing us are not insurmountable. We have set ourselves ambitious targets and we will realize our goals. We will make it thanks to the support of multilateral and bilateral development partners, clients and shareholders, private investors, and civil society. We're not waiting for tomorrow. We are doing it today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your inspiring leadership of this bank. I would now like to invite the Vice Chair of the Board of Governors, Governor for Brunei Darussalam, and Minister at the Prime Minister's Office and Second Minister of Finance and Economy, His Excellency Dato Dr. Amin Liu Abdullah, to speak to us now. Your Excellency, please.
Thank you. Your Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates. Your Excellency Dr. Sultan Al Jaber, Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology of the United Arab Emirates, Chair of AIIB Board of Governors. Your Excellency Mr. Guy Pamela, President of the Swiss Confederation, Vice Chair of the AIIB Board of Governors. Your Excellency Mr. Jin Lee Kun, President of the AIIB. Excellency Governors, let me begin by conveying our sincerest appreciation to the government of the United Arab Emirates and the AIIB for the excellent arrangements today. This is the second online annual meeting, which reflects our joint commitment to engage one another, even during these challenging times. As we continue to adapt to this new normalcy, opportunities present itself for us to actively pursue initiatives to ensure a better future for all. Therefore, today's theme of investing today, transforming tomorrow is relevant. And I would like to share 3 priorities which can shape our future. First, the COVID-19 pandemic has reinforced the necessity for infrastructure connectivity to continue socio-economic activities and provision of essential services. Looking ahead, sustainable and resilient infrastructures are key to support the revitalization of economic activities, cross-border trades and services, and movements of people. Therefore, it's critical to increase investments to enhance our infrastructures. Given the significant resources required, partnerships with private sectors and multilateral development banks are necessary, especially to incorporate new technologies into the plan. So this relates to my second point on the power of digitalization. It is very exciting to see how digital transformation is modernizing our economic sectors. It allows us to connect and expand prospects for enhanced productivity, greater inclusion, and innovation for the societies and businesses. This necessitates establishing conducive ecosystems that promote digitalization, as well as enable all stakeholders to benefit from accessible and secure digital platforms and technology. Lastly, it is important to balance between pursuing economic development and environmental preservation. Advocating eco-friendly infrastructures, investing in green technology, among others, can ensure that economic growth is achieved without compromising the environment. So at this juncture, we would like to congratulate AIIB on the infrastructure for tomorrow, which reaffirms AIIB's commitment to the overall sustainability agenda. To end, Your Highness, Excellencies, let us seize this positive momentum and work together to create a greener, more inclusive, and prosperous world for us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I am very pleased now to turn the floor to the Vice Chair of the Board of Governors, Governor for Switzerland, also the President of the Swiss Confederation, His Excellency, Mr. Guy Parmelin. Your Excellency, please.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, Your Highness, dear President Jean, dear fellow governors, dear colleagues. It's my great pleasure to address you today at the occasion of AIIB's 6th annual meeting. On behalf of Switzerland, I would like to extend my warm appreciation to the government of the United Arab Emirates for organizing this meeting and the invitation to Dubai, which I sincerely regret we were not able to take up. Over the past year and a half, the AIIB has contributed to a bold global crisis response. It has demonstrated agility in responding to short-term development challenges while remaining committed to long-term goals of its corporate strategy, the 2030 Agenda and the Paris Agreement. Now and in the future, the AIIB shall continue to put people's well-being front and center by striving for quality and results. Women, youth, and marginalized groups have been disproportionately affected by the crisis and should be given priority attention. The AIIB has coined the slogan "Lean, Clean, and Green," reflecting its core values. These values should guide the bank and its clients through crisis and recovery. First, we need the AIIB to remain lean. AIIB can contribute to an effective crisis response by focusing its resources and expertise where it adds most value. We encourage the AIIB to swiftly return to an investment approach focused on its core mandate of financing sustainable infrastructure projects once the recovery phase begins. Switzerland expects the AIIB to continue investing primarily in infrastructure in the region, with a focus on Asia's vibrant private sector and lower income countries. The increased use of digital solutions will further boost innovation and efficiency in the recovery. AIIB is well positioned to promote digitalization with due regard to data privacy and security. Second, we want the AIIB to continue to build on its clean governance model and demonstrate an unwavering commitment to integrity and compliance with the highest environmental, social, and governance standards. Developing countries have limited access to affordable and effective COVID-19 vaccines. The AIIB, in close coordination with other multilateral development banks, can play an important role in securing vaccine supply by supporting safe and fair procurement and distribution systems. AIIB's continued engagement with all stakeholders will help ensure transparency and good governance. Third, we expect the AIIB to promote a green recovery. A green recovery offers many transformative investment opportunities, both for the AIIB and its clients. We therefore strongly support AIIB's commitment to align its operations to the Paris Agreement by mid-2023. To achieve the ambitious climate finance target of 50% by 2025, we must also align AIIB's sector strategies with the Paris Agreement. With this in mind, we expect the AIIB to tighten its criteria for fossil fuel financing in the upcoming revision of the energy strategy, including the exclusion of coal and upstream activities. Investing in renewable and energy efficiency not only reduces emissions, it also creates jobs for workers displaced by the COVID-19 pandemic and stimulates additional spending in the economy. In this spirit, gathering behind the guiding principles of lean, clean, and green means that we invest today to transform tomorrow. This is both the theme of this year's annual meeting and AIIB's mission in the coming decade. In closing, let me thank you, President Jean, alongside all of the bank management and staff for the achievements made over the first 5 years. Supported by the active engagement from shareholders, we have set up an institution that delivers on its mandate even in the most challenging circumstances. I look forward to a very successful annual meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. For our final speech, it is my great honor to invite the Chair of the Board of Governors, Governor for the United Arab Emirates, and Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology, His Excellency Dr. Sultan Al Jaber, for his welcoming remarks. Your Excellency, please.
Your Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE government and ruler of Dubai, Your Excellency President Jen Lichin, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, partners, dear friends, allow me first to express my gratitude to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum for his patronage of this very important event and meeting, and of course, for his kind and wise words. It is indeed with great pleasure that I also welcome you all to the 6th annual meeting of the Board of Governors of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. It is indeed an honor and privilege for us to host you this year alongside Expo Dubai, and I shall say I regret the circumstances that did not allow all of you to be physically here in the UAE today. While acknowledging the challenging times we are living through, 2021 is a year of celebration for the UAE. It is a jubilee year. 50 years have passed since our visionary forefathers came together to form the United Arab Emirates. This is a time of joy and reflection. We are taking stock with pride of our achievements, accomplishments, and looking forward with confidence and determination to continue building our nation to stand tall in the world. It is the proud mission of the AIIB to help lift nations all over Asia so that they too may stand tall in the world.
For now, in closing, let me thank all of our speakers for their great contributions. And from today until the day after tomorrow, we have a full program of webinars with great speakers on the AIIB's major priorities. You can find out more and register to attend at the AIIB's official website at aiib.org, and we hope to see you there